And that means that we do not breed, we do not trade, and then we do not interact with any of our animals. Bagheera was bred in a zoo. She was taken away from her mum and put into a circus, and then so she was put into a trailer. And it was only 1.5 meter by 2 meter. And I don't think I've ever felt, so hopeless.
What see you guys?
Panthera Africa is what you call a true sanctuary.
Morning, we're on our way to Panthera Africa, which is a big cat sanctuary near where I live in Hermanus, South Africa. What I like about Panthera is they are very ethical. They don't have cub petting or any human-animal interaction at all. Let's go see what they're up to. Morning, Catherine.
Good morning, Robert. How are you?
Good, it's nice to see you again.
Likewise.
Yeah, let's do this one.
Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Thanks.
Now we picked a nice warm day.
My name is Katrine, and I am one of the lucky co-founders of Panthera Africa, Big Cat Sanctuary in Stanford, South Africa. Panthera Africa is what you call a true sanctuary, and that means that we do not breed, we do not trade, and then we do not interact with any of our animals. The main reason for this is animal welfare. So for the animals, it's the best in their interests to be left as much freely as possible, even though it is in captivity, and so that they feel loved and respected, and that it's for their best interest and not for the humans.
Yeah, I think of this too. Yeah, because it's like quite a lot of sand
Lovely.
Becky, have a boob! Right here.
There's another one.
Thanks. Oh, here's another one. gonna go. Got it.
Jordan, this one is broken. Yeah. Do you know if anyone has checked the house? Do you know if anyone has checked the house?
Arno checked.
Arno has
Yeah.
already checked.
And now he's up there.
Okay. In many facilities in South Africa, there are tourism interaction facilities or volunteer projects where you are allowed to interact with the animals. So there's, for us, many different reasons why this is not good for the animals. The main reason is that they are actually, in order for people to interact with them, they need to be taken away from their mother from 1 to 10 days old. And this is a massive trauma. You can imagine yourself being a child and being taken away from your mum. So just for people to understand the ratio of how many places such as Panthera Africa there is and how many other places, whether it is breeding or interaction or hunting or whatever it is, there is 6, 7 maybe true sanctuaries that do not breed, that do not trade and that do not offer any interaction. And there's over 400 facilities. All the training happens on the backside, that they know if the animals does anything, it knows, oh, I will be punished. So it's a fear-based situation. And more we're seeing that animals are actually, they are taking a stand and saying, I don't want this anymore. So sadly, there are more and more it's even been fatalities that the animals are just saying, I don't want this. And if you get the paw or with claws and it strikes you wherever it is, then actually it's a very serious damage that is happening. Yeah, so the lions, they have always their own home. And in order for us to do proper maintenance and to make sure that their enclosure is all safe and good, we need to actually move the animals from one enclosure into this enclosure that's right behind me. This is what we call the Enrichment Camp. So we have built like a special tunnel system that we can actually, and now they love it, so that actually as soon as we open the gates and call them, they actually come and on their own, they actually walk through this tunnel and into this enclosure. They know that we will then, on our side, we will do everything from cleaning their water bowls, picking up their poo, we will take out their bones, we will do maintenance on their houses and make sure that everything is nice and safe for them to be there.
Hi everyone, my name is Alina and I'm from Switzerland. I am currently volunteering here at Panthera Africa. I've been here for 3 weeks and I have 5 more to go. There's a lot of people which are coming to this sanctuary and hundreds of people are just touching them and they don't think about how the animal would feel. And so I don't do it because it would be just selfish and it would be just for me because I would like to do it. But that's not the point about the sanctuary at all. So I just take care of them, but not in a physical way.
I like to do maintenance.
Yeah?
Yeah. Cleaning the houses and
To make sure that it's all nice.
yes, exactly. And I like to climb the platforms.
You want to climb the platform?
Yeah.
Let's go
Why not?
climb the platform. So I will touch you. So this morning we are doing what you call a big clean, and so all poop, all bones, all maintenance on their platforms. We do alien clearing, we do fire break clearing. There's a lot of things that goes into the welfare of these animals, and this we do once a week, and we have a fantastic team both of volunteers and our amazing staff. So now you will see a little bit of everything that goes on behind the scenes. are become too big and too dangerous to be interacted with by the tourists and the volunteers, they are normally sent back to the breeding facilities, where they then become the breeding machines, so to fuel this industry. And I have a personal story on that, so one of the reasons why I'm actually here is the story of Oliver and Obi. I came to South Africa from Norway as a volunteer thinking I was doing great. I saw the promotion come and help these cubs. They have been abandoned by their mothers. Little did I know that they were actually taken away from their mothers and forcefully put into the hands of where I came to pay money and thought I was doing something good. And when they were about 10 months old, they were then sent back to their facility. And so their journey would have been very different had they not come here. So they went both into the breeding industry, and what actually happened half a year later, after we rescued them, a lot of the animals at that facility was put down for the so-called bone trade. Some of them stayed and just continued breeding, and some of them also went further into the industry of other places, like we of course don't know, but it can be another bone trade facility, another hunting facility, whatever it is. I suddenly were aware of what is actually happening. It was I can call it, like, for me it was like a concentration camp for animals. They were stacked in different enclosures, there were deformities, there were screaming animals, like it was such detrimental. And then I looked to the side and there I see my children or my best friends standing there looking at me like, what now? And I don't think I've ever felt so hopeless, but also like, we need to stop this, we need to do something. So that day I made a promise to Oliver and I said, one day I'll come and fetch you.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Talk to you guys.
Yeah.
So they arrived here, this was in 2015 in April, and from that day they have been the ambassadors for the cub petting industry, for the breeding industry, from this bone trade industry. They are such a powerful voice. Obi had developed a vitamin A deficiency that was so bad that actually when we came there and called him, we suddenly, like it took 20 minutes, and we saw this skeleton of a being walking, and he fell over. He came up, he walked 50 meters and he fell over. And when he came here, he had gained a little bit of strength, but still nothing of a 3.5-year-old lion.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, so now it's 7 years ago since they arrived here, and it's a true honor and pleasure to say that they are both so healthy, they are both happy, they are content lions that are respected, they are loved, and they show their gratitude every single day they are here. And it's a true, actually, I feel it's an honor to be their guardians and speak their voice.
Okay, you two can stay that side to take it on. Okay, okay.
Bagheera was our first international rescue, and what an honor to meet her. So she's probably had one of the most hardest lives of all our animals. Bagheera was bred in a zoo. She was taken away from her mum and put into a circus, and the circus went out of money, and then so she was put into a trailer, and it was only 1.5 meter by 2 meter. And she was just going to be there for a little while. But what happened, she stayed there for 7 years without being let out at all. And these people, they took this trailer, they just hooked it on the car, they drove around, people came, took photos of her, and then they drove just back again. And this was her, like she weighed 70 kilos at year 7 age. She's supposed to be 150 kilos. And so there were 2 beautiful ladies that saw her, they managed to rescue her. So she comes from Argentina, and these ladies, they managed to get in contact with us. And then 11 months later, we had built her enclosure, we had fundraised a lot of money to get her from all the way from Argentina to South Africa, and then suddenly she found her home. And it still brings me, like, you can just imagine, like you've never seen any open space, and suddenly you feel under your paws like grass, you smell air, you see open space. And like I knew, like she was like, is this mine? Is this my home? And the way she walked out, like you can see how she was feeling this under her paws, and just going into this enclosure. And like, it's amazing, like most animals take a long time to settle in, and especially like coming from all this other side of the world. After 5 days, I call her the Queen of Love. She walked on top of her platform and she started to roar. And that is kind of, I'm home, this is me, and like watch me. And this is now 5 years ago soon, and she has become like an ambassador of forgiveness, of hope, of like choose love in this world. So yeah, she's an amazing queen. Yeah. Hey, gorgeous girl. Hey. Hi, Jodie babes. The lion industry in South Africa, the end kind of part of it is the so-called bone trade industry. And in 2011 until today, the surge of the lion bone trade has been enormous. And there is such a detriment to the animals, because at this point, lions are just being bred for their bones. They don't care about the welfare of the animals. So we have even, 2 of our animals are even rescued from there. They were left to die and starve to death because they don't need a pretty lion to be hunted. They only need their bones. In 2016, the South African government, they legalized the export of 800 lion carcasses per year. That's the legal aspect. The illegal part is a total different story. And this legalization of this trade became such an uproar, both nationally and internationally. So in 2018, there was a huge, like a colloquium in the parliament in Cape Town. There were activists, there were lawyers, there were organizations far and wide telling the government, like, you need to wake up to what is actually happening here. And so from 2019, there has actually been a 0 quota. So it's not been legal to export lion bones for the last 2 years. And we are hoping and praying that this will become a permanent no, so that this trade now ends.